Yes, the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Godson State, our very last edition for the week today being 19th of August 2022. It is no surprise that there are several twists and turns in the political ecosystem in the country, not least the state, where the repose of the Congress is eroding, but slowly. One of those twists involves one of the major opposition party in the state that are yet to close ranks, whereby reportedly around last week, the Publicity Secretary of the APC, Honorable Oke Ezala, was said to have resigned, or has he withdrawn the said resignation? Well, he's going to be my guest on the platform this morning, so he will better put things in order. He's going to be joining us here in the studio, so go to facebook.com/flow949fm for you to look and see for yourself what is happening here in the studios. I am Wisdom Thomas. I'm going to be your anchor this morning. So good morning to you, Honorable Oke Ezala. Good to have you in the studios yet again.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Flavor. Okay,
let's get into the swing of things already. Can you let us into what led to your resignation? Was it a threat to resign, or you did not resign? I think you're in a better place to tell us the true state of things.
Yes, a quick one. The All Progressives Congress in Abia State is one party that provides several opportunities, not just for its executives in the state, but the teaming members. And that explains the hula baloo, so to say, over time that we've had. And, in this, of course, we're approaching the campaign era. A lot of gerrymandering, a lot of people moving from one angle to another. And so as soon as the opportunity presented itself for a higher position in the party, the first thing a smart politician will do is to go for them. So perhaps in the process of going for some of the higher assignments within the party, my friends, especially in the media, got it misconstrued. And that explains the reason for my being here. I don't want people to get it twisted.
And that's why we brought you on. So we want to know, did you actually resign, or you did not resign? And from what you said, a greater position, were you looking for that greater position? Was that you in perspective? So did you actually resign? Tell us.
No, I did not resign. Now, what is resignation? A valid resignation happens when an officer of the party writes, have a written resignation letter submitted not just to anybody but to the state chairman or the local government or the ward chairman, as the case may be. So being a state officer, I did not write any resignation letter to my state chairman.
Were you not showing the intentions of resigning?
Of course, yes. You see, there's one thing in APC, we are very transparent people.
Are you?
And we don't hide anything. Yes, I nurtured the intention to resign for a higher assignment at the federal level, and that decision was for the good of Abians.
What could that higher position, and you mentioned for the good of Abians, what actually was it?
Yeah, as a politician, I was also aiming to chair one of the, in parentheses, juicy, organizations in Abuja. You have TED Fund, you have UBEC, you have Board of JAM, you have every other appointments at the federal level. So I was also eyeing it just like every other good politician with intent and purposes would do. But you see, there comes a time in life when what you want is not really what people around you want for you. Okay, Abians, I took that decision in the best interest of Abia people, because I felt that growing higher in the party will fetch more dividends, of the democratic process, processes to our people, will mean, better, for my followers, for the teaming supporters that we have. But you see, when leaders of the party, the state chairman, the governorship candidate, His Excellency, the former governor of the state, Dr. Ojikalo, Senator Atoma, our senator in waiting for Abia Central, and even the Honorable Sam Onibo, sitting member, Honorable Ben Carlo, so many people, including the national secretary of the party, advised that I should maintain the status quo and remain here, that whatever it is in Abuja that I love so much will still get to me, but after the election.
So it was an amicable discussion you had with them. You weren't actually threatening to resign.
No. It wasn't a threat, no. But I took a decision to go higher in the best interest of our people, Abians, and people who a lot of journalists want to, they are eager to see me grow, live from one stage to another. So I planned taking up another appointment at the federal level. But you see, there is a pressure from lovers of Okezala, supporters of Okezala, people who believe I am at my best being the state spokesperson of the party, people who believe that they can even, engineer, mobilize resources to make sure I stay put at the state level. Let me use this opportunity to pay tribute to these, men and women of goodwill who love the party so much and appreciate what we are
talking about your party now.
Yes.
What is your relationship like with the standard bearer of your party, Chief Ikechi, and of course the state party chairman, Councillor Ononobu? What is your relationship with them like?
Well, the state chairman of the party, Dr. Councillor Ononobu, has been a wonderful man. He's known to be a wonderful person. I hope and believe he will continue being wonderful. Then, of course, the governorship candidate of the party is a man of character. Okay, he is a man that is known for not shifting grounds when it comes to the development of the state. Oh no, when it comes to Abia good governance, when it comes to Abia developmental ideas and ideals, that should be for the people of Abia. Oh no, you can count on Ikechi Emenike. He is one man that will not shift his ground. And of course, he is often misconstrued by naysayers. But I can tell you as the spokesperson of the party in the state that Chief Emenike, honestly, is the man of the moment. People have come to terms that Abia Apc, for once, have made the right choice.
Let us stay with your standard bearer now.
Yes.
It is said out there, allegedly, that he is high-handed, and perhaps the way he goes about running issues of the party was that part of the reasons you wanted to resign. Because in shorty, you've not been able to say, look at the reason, look at the other reasons. So was it because of his high-handedness, calling the shots as long as the party and the state is concerned, that you had wanted to resign?
Well, I have said before, my friend, that you see, I bought my firm, contested and won the position of the state publicity secretary of the party.
Okay.
And to the best of my knowledge, I've been discharging that very office to the envy of every other political parties. And I can tell you that. And if that is the reason, if that is the case, then I do not see any obstacle whatsoever, anything that could be linked to any other person besides myself there, who is the very occupant of that office. So talking about the Guba candidate, you see, this can only be the widest imagination of the naysayers, thinking that Chief Emenike or anybody, he is not the state chairman of the party. And please, let's not make any mistake about it. No candidate runs the party in Abia State. No candidate runs the APC in Abia.
So what is the reason for the mass exodus? There are so many comrades, or do I call them party brokers, power brokers in the party, that have since left your party for perhaps APP and some other parties, and some of them are alleging some level of what do I call it, discrepancy, incongruent decisions and all that.
Now you see, the political organizations, political parties are just like churches. Okay, in a church you allow a thief come in, you allow a murderer come in, because in the first place that is the essence of setting up those places so that they can be reformed. Now hear this: the APC in Abia State has accommodated over time people of divergent views, intentions, and purposes, including those with inordinate ambition for Abia. But guess what? As soon as the new sheriff came on stage, as soon as we have the new chairman, Dr. Councillor Ononobu, and then carefully selected the Guba candidate in the person of Chief Emenike, a lot of those with inordinate ambition just have to hit the exit door. So it is normal. Just like you preach in churches, there must be unrepentant members of the congregation who would rather leave and go to another church. Of course, that explains why you have a lot of people moving from Deeper Life to Catholic, from Catholic to Anglican, Anglican to Assemblies. In 10 years, you just have a family that have gone to 5 different churches. as if there are different gods. Okay, so that is just what happens also in political parties. But hear this: in as much as the party welcome people of different views, background, and intentions, you must be careful the character, the quality of persons you allow at the helm of affairs of those parties. Okay, and that is what is happening in APC. But nevertheless, I can even ask you, and I'm sure you cannot tell me, who do you think is reputable enough that has left the party? Nobody left the party.
That's according to you, though.
Who has left the party? I'm coming. You have His Excellency Dr. Chikalu, who is a former governor, who has been the leader of the party, who is still in the party as the chief whip of the Senate. He is our senatorial candidate for Abia North. If there is anything bigger than that in APC, we would have also given him. But he's already a governor of 2 years, so constitutionally he can't be governor again.
Let us Can we stay with the Honorable
Yes, please.
You mentioned you bought the form and duly contested for the office of the Publicity Secretary, which you said you did win, and of course have been discharging your duties aptly. You equally had ambitions to contest at the National Assembly. What happened? Abians, of course, wants to know. What happened?
Well, it is good you wish me well, and it's also good the vast majority of Abians. Honestly, I must confess this: I never knew that I am this topical in Abia's mind, in Abia people's mind. I never knew that I am this loved by the people until these last few days' events. Okay, and that is why I have chosen to come and clear the air. I have received over 1,000 calls across party lines. So that is one goodwill that I owe appreciation for life. Whether we win or we don't win, whether any party wins or they don't win, but Abia remains, and we remain as a people. So I thank the vast majority of Abia leaders across party. As a matter of fact, there is no governorship candidate that have not called me in the last 4 days. None. Okay. So coming to the ambition, I thank you also for joining the queue of lovers and people who wish me well. But let me state this here in category: I never ran for the House of Representatives. I never bought form for House of Representatives.
We're talking about the House of Assembly.
I did not participate in the primaries of either House of Assembly, House of Representatives, or any other position for that matter. So what happened is that, it is an open secret that in the Electoral Act there is room for placeholders. Naturally, traditionally in the system, you have people who, of course, political parties can, of course, don't leave their positions vacant, because there is a window to which every positions must be filled. So some of us who are leaders of the party thought, okay, if we don't have reputable people buying form or contesting in social places, okay, a few number of us who are handy, who are also financially fit and mentally capable of representing the people can as well hold the place, pending when we have people on board. And hear this.
Is that the reason you were giving money to purchase form for the House of Assembly? It is alleged that you were giving money to purchase the form for the House of Assembly seat.
Giving money by who? Nobody. I repeat, nobody. We're in public domain. So whatever you say on radio station will command evidence to be true. Okay?
It is what is out there.
Nobody gave me money to purchase form for any position. Nobody did that, okay? And you see, in our part, not that giving people money to buy forms is wrong. Please, let's not get it twisted, okay? I have even given money for people to run for election. I've supported a lot of candidates, okay? Even currently, I've supported someone, okay, who is running for House of Reps. So, not like donating money to politicians to aid them, to assist them in their ambition is wrong. It's not wrong. Don't get it twisted. But for me, nobody gave me money to contest any election. And I stand to be challenged on this very point, okay? So that is it. And for the elections, I am telling you, it's going to be 5/5 in all the polling units.
Can we still stay with that very issue of giving money or not giving money? It is alleged that you were giving 3 million naira for you to get a form for the National Assembly, but you elected to buy a form for the disabled. And that is why I'm asking you now, are you really disabled? And why did you even elect to buy a form for the disabled persons?
I think you are asking me a question. You are not putting it, You are not. It's not an imputation of thought. It's a question. Am I right?
It is a question. Allegedly, that is what is said.
Now, he who allege must prove, isn't it? So let them bring.
That's the reason we are asking you.
No, it's not true. It's not true. You see, these are enemies of APC. These are enemies of the party. That is why some of them are already calling me to see how I could go and disparage my leaders and the party in public domain. But unfortunately for them, they cannot penetrate. You see, APC is coming to win the elections landslide. And that's why you see a lot of how many political parties are tantrums being thrown at. That's the question. So you see, when you see a ripe mango, every attention goes there. APC is the ripe mango in Abia politics as of today. And I can tell you of a truth that ripe mango is very ripe for Abia people to pluck and will not allow passers-by to come and suture it. We won't allow that. The party is intact.
So what you are saying is that you weren't giving 3 million naira. You did not purchase a form for the disabled in the Abia State House of Assembly.
No. How does that? You see, like I said, instead of campaigning, they are looking for other political parties to witch hunt or maybe say one or two things about. I was never a candidate for the House of Assembly election. Go and check. The records are there. Yes, I had the aspiration 2019. I also had the aspiration 2022. Okay, but I'm not a candidate. Okay, so the candidate for Abia South is Owa Chinedu, and then for Ben the South rather.
Yeah, it was actually for Ben there.
Yes, and the candidate for Ben the North is my friend, Honorable Chicho Okechukwu, and the candidate for Umuahia South is Yuyu Paul, and I cannot reel their names out. So whoever that is coming to find a way to disparage the party or ridicule themselves by way of giving 3 million should give you the evidence of the 3 million he paid. To who? I have on my own sponsored the party with over 10 million naira. It is there. I bought 2 SUVs to even support the ambition of my friends in the party. I may look young, but we have paid our dues in the system. I was the National Secretary of the Nigerian Youth Parliament. I represented Abia North in the Youth Parliament. I rose to level 14, step 9 in the National Assembly as a senior legislative head. Okay. So I was a PA to Emeka.
What you are saying now?
To so many people. So I have paid my dues in the system. So it's laughable for anybody to say that they gave me 3 million naira. But again, even giving money in the first place, let me ask you, what is even wrong in supporting people? What is wrong is when people come and beg you for money. That is what is wrong. But when you choose on your own to support people, there is nothing wrong with it, especially when it didn't even happen, like in this case. So that we don't get it twisted that, giving people 10 million or 5 million in support is a crime. It is not a crime. Because if it's a crime, then I'll be guilty because I've given people. Because we have people listening to us, so they don't get it misconstrued. Helping out people, giving money, sponsoring people, assisting people, even when they don't need the assistance, but you just want to be friendly. Okay, you want to be identified with them. You give them. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not an issue. Okay. Thank
you. We've been talking to the publicity secretary of the APC in the state, one of the factions, so to say.
No. Please, I take exception to that. There is no faction in APC.
We'll talk about your party, by the way. We will get to talk about the party. Perhaps at that moment, you can be able to put things, if I am actually wrong in that regard. But we know that there are factions here and there in the party. And perhaps that would lead us to the very next question about what has been done in terms of closing the ranks there. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Godson State. My name is Wisdom Thomas, and I've been speaking with Honorable Okezala, who is the publicity secretary of the party, one of the factions of the party in the state. We'll go on a break now. When we make a return, of course, the platform will continue. Thank you for staying with us here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of Godson State. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, the very last edition for the week. Today, of course, being the 19th of August 2022. And we've been talking about the reported resignation of the publicity secretary of the party, one of the factions in the state. Talking about Honorable Okezala. He's been with me in the studio here. Interesting conversation conversations we're having, asking him about his sad resignation, which he has come out to debunk and say, he said that I did not resign in the very first place. I was looking ahead, juicy details. That were his words, actually. And then before we went on the break, he almost attacked me when I said that the party is in faction. It is obvious out there that the party is in factions. There is one, of course, loyal to Dr. Uche Samson Oga there, and one loyal to the standard bearer of your party, talking about Chief Ikechi Emenike. And now the question is, what is really wrong with APC in this state? If you cannot be able to broker pace, close up the ranks, how do you look at managing a state as Abia State? And as you have always rightly said, you want to put the state in the right order. He did mention at some point that the state is in the hands of low cost. I'm talking about your standard bearer. How can you be able to sort out the state as Abia when you cannot sort out your internal wranglings?
No, listen. It's just like the prelim section we had, where people with different opinion had given you informations that are not true, and you are running with it. So that is where my office comes in.
Just to put things in, order, it is good we understand this. If I was running with it, I don't think that we would have brought you to this very platform and to ask you the questions. We want you to say the same yourself.
Yes, thank you for the investigative journalism you carried out. Now, the same thing applies to this issue of factionalization. Now, where is the factionalization? Where are the factions? Yes, we had pockets of divergent views and groups within the party before now, which is normal. Hey, Abia people, I want you to be the judge. How on earth would there be different views and opinions and individual tendencies within a political party, and then somebody will just term it to be factionalization? It doesn't happen. What happens is that the same thing you have even in a family where some people don't believe you should take your share before them, even though they know you are the firstborn. That's what happens in every political party. Okay, and Abia APC has gone through that stage. We are done with that stage. That stage has been revamped, and every other person following in line. You are aware that the leader of that team before now was Senator Chris Adigije and the Wampa. Where are these two people, honorable gentlemen now? They are loyal to the party authority in the state. They are working hand in hand with the state executives, of which I'm a member. Now, who else? During that time, did you hear of any other faction? You know that the answer is a capital no. So if this one faction had come together in the last 4 months...
Has it come together? Has the factions come together? They have come
together and they have agreed to work together for the victory of the party.
Including Dr. Uche Samson Oga and his own faction.
Dr. Uche Samson Oga is a party man to the core. I will not stay here and disparage a man who, since after the reconciliatory committee, has not issued one statement against the candidacy of Chief Emenike. Dr. Uchoga has not issued a statement against the chairmanship of Dr. Nonobu. Dr. Uchoga has not issued a statement against myself as the public secretary of the party. If anything, he has congratulated us. Look at that. Does not discount the overzealousness of this. There are people who call Okanjo brothers in a local parlance. These are people even in church. When you see them, they always pretend to know and to be in a haste more than even you, their leader. These are people, supporters with inordinate ambition, who always have ulterior motive of following you.
So
when they feel you are not fighting.
Are you saying that these persons who are of the other factions have inordinate motives?
But that is what you're saying. It takes an inordinate motive for someone to refuse to embrace a reconciliatory moves by the national, as reputable as the National Working Committee of the party.
Can I say that?
Since last year. And there is a message you need to get, please. And that message is that Dr. Uchechukwu Samson Oga is not fighting APC. Dr. Uchechukwu Samson Oga has not done anything in the last 1 month to disparage any officer of the party. But guess what? It is these followers, these people that I call with inordinate ambitions, they are the ones instilling palpable, fear, spreading rumors, making it look as if their principal is bitter with APC. Dr. Uchechukwu Samson Oga is not bitter with APC. He has not disparaged anybody, not even the gubernatorial candidate of the party. If anything, I can tell you that Dr. Uchechukwu is working tirelessly to ensure that the APC wins the general election.
Why does it
so
seem,
the party is intact.
Why does it seem as though that the chief whip of the Senate, I'm talking about Oji Uzokalo, and of course Sam Onwigbo, are not supporting the standard bearer of the APC in the state?
No, it's not true. Now listen, in the last 5 days, I have had phone calls coming from His Excellency, the Chief Whip of the Senate, Senator Dr. Oji Uzokalo, and he assured me that he is working tirelessly to deliver APC all the way, not just in Ibere, not just in Bende, but in Abia, not generally. That yes, he alluded to the fact that he once had, of course, which is normal in a political system, he had different opinions with in some issues, in some areas, which is normal. Let's not blow things out of proportion. But he assured me that since the reconciliatory move pioneered by His Excellency Chief Emenike, that he's very well impressed with what is going on, and that he has decided to work for the party and deliver the party in his zone. He also intimated me with the fact that his brother who is running on the other platform is doing so at his own risk, that he is not part of it. I'm saying this on radio, that he, Dr. Joseph Carlo, is never in agreement for his brother to leave. That, as a matter of fact, he told his brother not to leave APC. But you see, you cannot stop a man who is pursuing an ambition. It is very wrong in politics to stop and disparage people for simply pursuing their constitutional rights.
So what you are saying in essence is that the chief whip of the Senate is actually in full support.
Yes, he is working for APC.
But he has quite rightly so been silent out there in terms of giving verbal support, vocal, throwing his weight around the standard bearer of your party. There is nothing whatsoever out there to make this thing you're saying tenable. Why is it so?
Now listen, at his level in the party, you don't expect him to be doing the job of a publicity secretary by coming to radio all the time, blowing the whistle of the party. That would be usurping my office, and I wouldn't even like it myself. You don't expect somebody like Dr. Uchoga to also be doing my job as a publicity secretary of the party. These are respected party men, party chieftains, who we know had issues, of course, with some pockets of issues in the party, but they have resolved lately to work for the party. And I tell Abians that it doesn't do us any good to be making mountains out of molehill. Okay, there is no issue in the party currently, because even the issue of senatorial issue that we had once in Abia Central have been resolved. My brother and leader, Honorable Sam Onwigbo, called me, if he's listening to this program a few days ago, that him too, he is not leaving the party. As a matter of fact, he is organizing himself properly to make sure that he delivers in Ikuano, which is his home local government, and of course in Umuahia North and South, to complement the efforts of High Chief Emenike. And I was so much happy about that. So all the people you think they are not with the party are with the party, but you don't expect them to do the job of publicity secretary. That is why I'm here, and that's why they are silent. Thank you.
Okay, you've heard it from Honorable Kezala. He's saying that the APC have closed up ranks here in the state. It is left to be seen. We will continue to see how that pans out, but we know that there are one or two happening out there. It is left for them to come together and to show the state, of course, the electorates, that they've decided to close up ranks. You've heard him actually. Let us get to open the phone lines and hear from you at this moment. Perhaps more questions will be coming to him as we proceed on the platform this morning. We are live on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Flow949FM. Let's get to hear from you this morning, in line with what we have spoken about, basically about the Honorable here in the studio, who it was said had resigned his position as the publicity secretary of the party, which has come out to say, I did not, I had ambitions, but senior persons, as long as the party is concerned, had to say stand down, and he did. So let's hear from you. What is your take, and what do you have to add to what is currently in motion? 08081826949 or 08116052949. Go to Facebook through our live feed there. Drop your comment there as well. You can equally prefer to send a message. Very much acceptable. 09065108289. Let's get to hear from you now. Good morning.
Good morning, Wesley.
Can you turn down the volume on your radio set or perhaps move away?
Yeah, I've done that.
All right. Go ahead.
From afar.
Go ahead.
My take is the characters and the integrities of people who call politicians in Abia State, more especially. You know, a lot of things we see on the radio that sometimes when you listen to them, you want to pity our next generation, our children, their own children, listening to them, the kind of fathers they are. There's normal life, peace, and Christianist politics. You can hardly be different in any political stage in Abia. And I think they should do a different path. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your take. I'm sure they are listening. They have to do a different path. That's according to you, by the way. Thank you. I lost that very one. 08081826949. Good morning. Thank you for joining the platform this morning.
Hello, good morning. Wisdom, good morning.
It's good to have you here. May we meet you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah. My name is Mr. Ibe, calling from all the way in Iguano, in Adam here. I also much love the kind of question that you are throwing to Honorable this.
Okay, we're just doing our job, though.
See, I know United in Abia State here, and I'm a member of APC. So, it's because of the death of our barrister that led us to go back. So, there is the level I'm expecting APC by this kind of time to put things in order. We have level up to that level. So things are not working in APC right now. So I'm expecting you to tell us what is going on, because everything you said this morning, I'm so confused. So I'm not really happy over it. So I'm urging APC to put themselves in order. The app is not in order. Which other Simon they are everything is so not working well. So they have to put themselves in order. This matter this morning.
Thank you very much for your take this morning. Maybe he would have to respond to that much later. 08081826949 or 08116052949. Let's get to hear from you this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Morning. May we meet you? You're welcome, Okafo. Go ahead.
Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Well, let me start from congratulations to you.
Can we hear you better? We're struggling to actually decipher what you're saying.
Okay, can you hear me now?
This sounds great.
Okay, I said let me start by congratulating Honorable in the house and wishing him well in his future endeavor.
Thank you.
But I have this to tell you. I don't know how you people advise APC National. I don't know how, because I believe that governance is all about the people. And it is getting tough for the people. I don't know your contribution as a party man and other stakeholders in the state. Just advising what is happening at the national level. I'm not a party man anyway. But I feel for us Nigerians who are suffering
wrap up your thoughts now.
Present administration. Please, what are you people doing to advise the national level, the present administration, because very soon campaign will start.
Wrap up your thoughts.
And I don't know.
Thank you very much. Sorry to let you go because there are some others waiting in the wings to be a part of the conversation. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Wisdom Thomas.
It's good to have you. May we meet you?
You're
welcome.
Good morning,
It's a regular caller. Good morning, my brother. Monday.
Now, flow from break the news or say you don't resign. He don't come again now. Come tell us he never resign. He's well. You're a good man.
Well, it wasn't just Flow FM. I think it was out there in the media space. You can go and see for yourself.
I'm here in person now.
I follow Flow in everything I do. Most times I follow Flow. I saw it fix and Flow FM then before other social media on those Facebook. So, but that is by the way. Since you've debunked it, I would have been happier to see you leave APC because you're a good man.
Yes.
You can never compare what is going in the country today, led by your government, in as much as you know the truth. That this your APC in federal level has led us into political hellfire. You led. We were paying crazy when Jonathan was in power in 2014, 2015. Today we are paying crazy almost 800 naira. Look at the situation of things. I'm not talking about dollars, maybe ASU strike. We talk about.
I quite understand you, Hussein Node, but it would have been much better, at least, to stay within the purview or the confines of what we've been talking about this morning.
I say that he's a good man. Like, one of the callers said that he should make all these. He should use his good office to advise the national, the APC as a party. I'm not concerned about we have several good places in APC.
Yes.
It pains me so much that these people find themselves. I know where they're settled. Even you, that is representing them in the
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I know that you soon.
Thank you.
After 2023, you go back to where you belong. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hussein Manode. Good morning.
APC, my brother.
Hello, who is it?
It's good to have you, Baba Gunners. Go ahead.
Good morning. This is Baba Gunners from Momocho State. Honorable, good morning, my brother.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your love so far, Abia people. Thank you.
Yes, I'm not from Abia, from Imo, but Abia is my brother. We all know one.
Thank you. Welcome, my
brother. I love your passion.
Thank you.
The respect of the question which is asking you.
Thank you.
When they go to school, let me use the common broken. When they go to school, you are from primary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
You cannot say don't want to watch masculine.
For sure.
Am I right?
You are right. Correct.
Anything which will make Abia government to pay workers, pay teachers, any government who cannot pay the workers is a failure. What we need is a good person who will lift Abia off, not the party I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's my concern.
Thank you very much, Baba Gunners. Now, so we can take more calls. Thank you for your comment there. I've got this message. It says, earlier APC put their house in order before 2023. The better for them. This is coming from Kano Ozomba from Isukweto. Still taking your calls this morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
It's good to have you. Go ahead. Tell us your name and location.
Eric from Abia. Morning to your guest.
They won't.
It's good to have you.
First of all, people are desirous of things, of governance and traffic in Abia State.
Yes.
But the way APC and a few others are running it does not appear like they are serious to take over government. And then coming to the issue personally, he says they resign or they did not resign. There is a difference between resigning from your party and resigning from a position to seek for higher or whatever. So what he said there did not really add much. He would have told us in concrete terms, were you resigning from your position to seek for a higher position, or you were resigning from the party? So you don't even need to resign. These things didn't add up. He was just being political. But again, it is exactly the same thing that we did at the national level. We want we did them in 2015, get them in 2019, and this is where we are. Now, if they want it and get it by every means possible, to find out that even Abia people will work, they should try and put their houses in order and begin to tell people to conclusion. This is what I will do. This is how I will do it. This will be my, program of what you will do and how you will do it.
Thank you very much, Ugonna Eric. Thank you, Ugonna Eric. Let me allow him to respond. Go ahead. You've had the vast.
Yes.
Callers.
If the public opinion is to be scored by marking scheme, you can see that already I have around 85%. 85 over 100, and that is a pass mark. Now, because of almost all the callers, we are happy with what we are doing and appreciated and showed their love for me. And of course, when they love me, I'm sure it's my party, they also love him. And what goes?
I hope you're not. I hope you're not campaigning.
What that goes? But no, but it's reality. People are listening to us. When callers call in and more around 90% of callers are happy with what we are doing, it means that they really want a change in Abia.
Okay.
And I appreciate them. So what we are going to do is to make sure that
Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Charles from Omaha here.
Thank you, Charles.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my brother. Ndeo.
Yeah, Charles from Omaha.
Ndeo.
Yeah, let me thank you and commend you for what you are doing.
Ndeo.
In the party. Some people say they are confused. Others, I think the problem of what happened in APC is, ignorance and not getting information.
Yes.
For Omaha South here, where I belong, 2 weeks ago, who is who? The stakeholders we are ever more.
You are seemingly not actually. Can you listen? Can you listen?
Yes,
you are not really reacting to what is on the front burner this morning. Can you do that?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that there is no faction in APC anymore. That is why I'm telling you that.
You are right.
When we met 2 weeks ago in Omaha South, the other just people were there. Everybody was there, yes. And we ate and drank and danced. Last week again, we came and set up a campaign team.
Exactly.
In fact, the head of that campaign team is Abia Rejoice member.
Yes.
Yes. So there is nothing like that again.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you Thank you for your own take this morning.
I will encourage Abians to keep hope alive. It does not do us any good when we disparage members of the party just to create an impression that there are factions or maybe APC is not united. Now, hear this. That is the only product the opposition wants to sell. That is the only product your perpetual oppressors want to sell, making you feel and psyching the Abia public that APC is not united. That is not true. And I'm glad in today's program you have about, I say 85, with these last two callers supporting too, you can see that you have about 90% approval of the people.
Let's continue to take the comments.
Are already yearning for APC administration.
Can we continue to take the reactions of our listeners
let them keep
this
coming.
morning?
Let the approval keep coming.
From Comrade Sonny Amanze, Publicity Secretary, sir, you have said it all, but don't you think the division of APC and the exit of Dr. Alex Soti reduced the popularity of your party and paved the way to Labour Party come 2023? What do you say? And then once again, if I heard you clearly, you would definitely react to that. If I heard you clearly, you mentioned there were people with inordinate notions there who were dilly-dallying thereabouts. So who are really the persons behind the problems within the party, which, like you said, have been resolved? Who are those persons? Can you name them?
Now you see, there is nothing that had happened in APC that has not happened before and still happening in other political parties today. So that is why it is a bit striking, okay, that people just focus on some of the pockets of disagreements in APC and overbloat it. Now look at what is happening in other political parties. In fact, some have 3 candidates in INEC going back and forth, and nobody is talking about that. You know why? Because APC is the party to watch. Because
I would gladly love you to. I would love.
Question. Back to your question.
That's what I've been waiting
for. Now listen, it is proper for you to have a fraction, at least a fragment of every congregation disagreeing. It is normal. That makes it a human society. Otherwise, if the 100% of APC are clapping and singing hallelujah for whatever we do in APC, then there is more to it than meets the eye. So now there is bound to be minorities. There are
these persons who are causing these problems. Who are they?
Now
Can you match them?
Now let me tell you, if at any time we have everybody agreeing to a point, then Zala will lead the opposition. Because there is need for you to have 1 or 2 persons who say no, we will not go agree. And that is what you see happening in APC. And we appreciate them. We have a seat for them, a very back seat where they will stay and be saying, no, we don't agree. Even in the House of Assembly, you have minority. Even in the government house, here, There is one or two persons who always disagree with the governor.
Who are
and
they?
That explains why governor keep changing SSA and SS.
Who are those
and
persons? Who are those persons that you wish to put behind?
You get it. These are people who want to constitute a clog in the wheel of APC's progress.
Who are they?
We will make sure that we give them a back seat to the extent that they will not be able to influence the outcome of the election.
Before you do what you want to do, who are these persons? You are avoiding this question, Honorable. But let's continue to take the calls.
To come here and mention
good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Good morning, my presenter. Good morning.
Good to have you.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, my brother. Devo.
Thank you. What I want, Evangelist Ken, calling from Umwai.
Go ahead, Evangelist.
Devo.
What I want to tell you is this. When a party does the wrong thing, you don't need to cover up. We are in democracy where the people have to make a choice. PDP and APC have made a mistake of selection, not election. If you can agree with me.
Yes.
The man in APC is not the man to be there. The man in PDP is not the man to be there. Then how do you force people or not? Why not allow the election to go and pick the right candidate so that we know that they are giving us the best? Because in other political parties, they made the actual election and give us the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your take. Continue to put the calls across to 0808-1826-949 or 0811605249. Good morning.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
It is good to have you join us.
Yeah, I am Wakwe from
Wakwe, you're welcome.
Yes, I enjoy your program.
We appreciate. Go ahead.
My question is that undoubtedly that many people from Abia believe that the governor's position should rotate back to Abia North, and Ikechi is not from Abia North. And if Ikechi cannot allow Uchonga to go on, why don't you swap the position with the state chairman, who is also from Abia North, so that Ikechi can become the state chairman while
Thank you very much.
Because many people will not be voting for APC because they feel that the America who is from Africa should not be there. They should go back to Abia North.
Okay, thank you. That may be at the nick of time already, but then I'm going to allow you to react to the comments you've had so far. But let's look at what is on our Facebook page now.
There must be people who say no.
I understand. You would definitely.
So they will only have their say, while the majority will have their way.
You would have your say too. Thank God, Izuchukwu says, if Ikechi Nwosu is the only best, I'm thinking is Ikechi Emenike is the best candidate in Abia APC. That simply means that APC still has nothing important in Abia State Government House. Let's look at the comments of Ezekiel. He says, happy weekend from here, gentlemen in the studio. Thank you very much. He says, it is said that in every rumor hovering around, there is an atom of truth behind it. Okay, Zala, coming on air to debunk his already rumored resignation from Abia APC is quite misleading, unfortunately, and as well very confusing. You can lie to the people sometimes, but you can't lie to the entire people at all times. The earlier they put their house in order and stop denying the different factions rocking the party, the better for them. Much love. Thank you very much. I'm going to take your comments there as we leave. Still, Ezekiel, he says it is okay. I think it's the same thing. So, Honorable, can you quickly react and then your final words as we leave the studio now?
Well, my reaction to what, especially from the last caller, is that you see, you are one man with one vote. I mean, the last caller, and wherever you have 1,000 or 500 people voting, your opinion remains your opinion and does not form the opinion of the vast majority of the people there. The case is that over 500 people have gone to vote and they have overwhelmingly voted a candidate. That you wanted another candidate who couldn't even score 20% of the entire votes does not in any way mean that the party should cease to exist. So that is it. The party have taken a decision via a well-validly conducted primaries, and the name is already in INEC. So there is no point flogging a dead dog. Okay. Now, on the issue of good governance, I do not want Abians to lose focus, because what is happening is that there are fifth columnists and there are people behind, beating drums of factionalization, drums of disagreement
Can
to
you
see if
wrap
they
up
can
now?
distract APC.
For one
But I
more
can
time.
tell you for free that the Abia APC is not distracted, and the redemption of Abia State is nearer now than when they first believed.
Okay,
Thank
let
you.
me sincerely appreciate Honorable K. Ezala, who's of course, if he said he's not resigned, it means he's still the publicity secretary of the APC. That's according to his words. But then it's very important that the APC in the state would sit down and put their house in order, just like numerous of Abians are echoing that very sentiment. You don't go into an election with a disjointed face and house. This is where the curtain will be drawing at this moment.